Hi, I'm Meijnerd Wolfraat. I'm the founder of Lekker Boats, and I would like to show Miami and the rest of America what it's all about. "16 days ago, I arrived in Fort Lauderdale. I came with the whole family, 2 little sons and my wife. We are from Amsterdam originally. I have lived for 10 years before in Australia, started a bicycle and a boat business, and now we are running almost for 9.5 years this boat business, and it's time to take over America. The concept of this boat is slightly different. I call it the SUV under the boats, meaning it's the Range Rover Defender, what you normally see in the safaris in Africa, what you can see in the water. So you have no stress, you can bounce in something, there's a big rubber rail around it, it's bulletproof, it's aluminium, and it's super easy to maintain and to operate. And I think that's nowadays what people would like to have, and don't have the stress and the hassle of the boat, but enjoy it with your friends, family, and make a new adventure. When I was 28, I moved over with a one-way ticket to Australia, and I discovered that there were no Dutch bikes there. There were only mountain bikes and road bikes. I was missing my old school Dutch bike, and we are famous about bicycles in the Netherlands. So what I did, I manufactured good quality aluminium lightweight bicycles called Lekker bikes, and that's how the whole adventure started. And 4 years later I started the boat company, and I was so in love on the aluminium part of the bicycles because they had so many things what are much better than steel or polyester or carbon, that I kept that material in the boats, and I'm still loving to use that materials in the design of those boats. The Dutch are famous of biking, so we use a bike as a pair of shoes. You don't walk around without shoes in the city, so you have to use and rely on your bike, and that's the same for the boat. It needs to work always. And if it works and you use it well, you treat her well because you use her every day, then it needs to last forever. And so we keep our boats and bikes always outside, and so it's designed to easily operate, maintain, and also surface. And that's the philosophy about the bike and the boat business. So the anchor can be operated from the screen, from the cockpit, but also from your watch. And it's quite a nice story, but we found out after the Monaco Boat Show, we went to an event called Boat International, and after the Boat International massive party, they gave everyone a nice Garmin watch. And we found out that we could connect it with the Garmin screen here to see what you're able to do on your watch. So you can go for automatic pilot, you can steer the boat, you can put the music on, but you can also operate the anchor. Unfortunately, my wife has the watch, so I can't show it to you, but I can show it you on the panel. So the way how it works is you open it, the hatch. We built and designed a massive arm with 3 crosses, because it's all about the details. On the anchor, as you can see here, it's super strong and it's mounted at the end of the boat. So if there's side wind, it never breaks, and that will happen often with this style of anchors. This boat is a typical functional boat, so everything what we do is heft-proof, strong, but also social. What I personally like is that you are able to beach this boat. It has a low draft, and you can basically beach it. Let's make it one of those beaches. We can go up there and see how it works. Because we have a stern drive and you can trim her all the way up, you're able to go through maybe 2 feet water and still be able to beach it. And yeah, that's quite unique in my opinion. So let's go. Boats is my real passion, and I've been thinking about this for years, and this is one of my dreams what's coming out. Being on a beautiful island in the middle of Miami, seeing this boat here, I get a little bit of chicken bums from it, but as you can see, it is a quite high a boat in the front. So the bow is around 2.20 meters up to 2.50 meters. She has a draft of 80 centimeters, meaning 2 feet around. In the meantime, this boat is completely aluminium and it's not filled. What means what you see is what you get. What you don't see on boats is basically the chine, and the secret often is not only the way how she looks, but it's also underneath in the water. So the chines are super important, and one of the things what we did is we cooperated with a guy in England, and he's one of the most famous world champion offshore racer. So we asked him to work together with us to make a boat like this, what looks like a very social boat, an entertainment boat, but also to have the performance going through massive waves, not only because of the bow, what's so straight, but also because of the chine, how it's designed. And I think that's quite unique, because everyone who's on this boat is surprised how she handles the big chop. So this piece of rail is specially designed for Lekker boats, and it makes it very elegant, but it's also super practical. So everything what we have designed on this boat is functional. So this rail, we hang it this whole boat in a crane, we push it off in the air, off a wall, and we bounce it against the wall, and there's nothing wrong with this boat. So this rail is almost your dedicated fender. The other rail underneath is the same one as the top one, and what you see already some marks, and that's because we have probably hit something. But there's no scratches, there's no stress at all. So without using any fenders on that space, it is like the Range Rover Defender in the Safari. It is like a sort of scratch what you have with a story behind it. So when you follow the fender, it goes to the swimming platform. The swimming platform is around 1.5 meters long. So it's a very functional and easygoing platform to go swimming or diving or whatever you like to do. It has a nice shower if you are finished with swimming. And here are spots for the sea bobs, for example. Or you can put your fenders in it, fender lines, but also you can put your fishing ropes in it, because it has the full cover of the seats where you can put storage into it. So yeah, you can make it and make it as practical as you like. So those cleats are heavy duty. You can drag a complete boat with it if you like. So it's all functional. Maybe it's a different aesthetic look, but it's very functional, and that's what this boat is all about. So when we have people on board, this is how you use it. You sit there with 3 up to 4 people. You can put the tables up and down. If you have any rubbish, you put it in the bin. The beer opener is integrated on both sides. You got the grill, and you have enough space to move around. And one of the things is that the cushions are designed to sit very comfy. It has a sort of natural look and feel. So the bar is one of the most unique selling points of the boat. It's big, it has a massive ice machine, a normal grill, Jack Daniels bottle holder, cup holder, and a nice sink. But also it has storage and a massive fridge. And all of this, we do this with the shade. So we have connections there, and we have 2 big carbon poles, so this will be all in shade. It took us 1.5 years to make this boat, from designing to building. And it is a concept boat. The reason for this is to see what our consumers think about it. So we are very believing in our own DNA from the 200 boats what we have sold so far. And getting into the new concept with a similar DNA for a more expensive boat, in my opinion, there will be a big market for this type of boats. And so this is what the consumers are saying about the Helm, because they are quite positive about it. The most important thing is that the captain and all the other people next to it will look very nicely over the bow. So even when you go planing, the bow goes a little bit up, but you still have, doesn't matter what kind of size you are, the tallest people in the world are the Dutch, or a smaller person, you have the possibility to slide the seat up and down, but also the steering wheel, and so you don't have to build a box here for people who can't reach basically the height. So when you sit here, everyone can sit and look over the bow, and that's important. If the reason why you haven't bought a boat is because you're scared to make any damage on your own boat and be stressed, is because this boat is dummy proof. So what you see here is an amazing design of the roof, and the roof is often the part, and especially the poles underneath the roof is what breaks. So with this boat where you can do over 50 knots through rough oceans, it's very important to have a strong roof. But it's also aerodynamic. So when you fly, it will only get you off the water, so you don't hit the water that fast. And that's important, and that's the feature of this roof. It's built from carbon fiber with an aluminium construction underneath, and so it's super light, so it keeps the boat very stable. So what you see is the radar over there. It has 5G antennas next to each other. It has GPS on top and the navigation light. And as you can see, the roof is quite strong. You can literally stand on it, but also jump into the water.
You won't. You
Huh?
won't.
I will go. I just have the microphone. We would like to design a boat what can be awesome in Amsterdam, in New York and Miami. So you need to cruise around with all your friends in the front, because often you sit in the front and you have a big fridge full with drinks and the party is here. You can sit there, you can sit with two there, you can lie with three people on the big bed. And that's how it is, like the Amsterdam way. And often people don't even sit on the cushions, they all sit like this. So, and that's why it's so thick and wide, because everyone is sitting on the edges. The other thing what you have to see is the storage. You can see here, it's very easy to take the cushions off. With most boats it's not. So you open the hatch and there's plenty of space. And there's a famous guy, I can't tell any name, who would like to have here all his rubbish. Because when you party, 30 liters of each rubbish bin is not enough. So you need to store your rubbish, and that's the best spot for it. The reason why I put this screen here is because when you're sitting at the helm, it's very nice to see directly what your speed and your depth is. The other big feature is, also from a famous guy in America, he wants to have a 24-inch Garmin display to have his whole family with the 5G antennas watching football or any film or movie. One of the other key things is that this is a high gunnel. I'm 6.3 high, and you can see it is high enough, it's safe, and especially when you are in the front of the boat is banging, so you have to have a high gunnel. Also when you go fishing, what a couple of guys doing, when you go up and down, you have still enough space to reach the water. So behind this door you will find a nice table where you can sit with 3 up to 4 people. If you press the table down, of course you make a massive bed, bigger than the tallest people in the world. It's I think 3 meters by 2.5 meters. That's why you have such a round bow, so you can see that underneath as well. You have a separated shower and a changing room toilet together. And on the back side you have a big sleeper as well. You can't put a door in between, but yeah, you can easily sleep with 4 people inside this beautiful boat. The reason why I built the very first bike is basically I wanted to show people overseas what it's about to have a Dutch bike and Dutch quality bike. And the thing what's so great about a Dutch bike is that the people buying a bike in the Netherlands, they use it forever. So I still can ride my mom's bike and maybe my grandmother's bike. So you build it for a lifetime. And so the same with the boats. I'm not showing here a plastic fantastic boat. This is an aluminium boat that will stay on the water for another 100 years. Aaron Antonsen, Bob Dennison, thank you very much for this opportunity. We look forward to work together with you guys and show this boat on every boat show what's around in Europe and in America, of course. Reach out if you have any questions. We will love to show you around. Thank you very much.